In this video, we're gonna talk about Archimesh, and we're gonna see how we can activate this tool in Blender and how we can use it. It's gonna be like a quick introduction, but it's a really powerful tool that we're gonna probably discover more in the future in other video guides and courses. Now, the first thing you wanna do is you wanna activate the add-on. You can see right here it's already activated. So where you can find it, well, the good news is that you don't need to download it or install it. Just go to Edit, Preferences, go to the add-ons, go here in the search and search for Archimesh. And this is the add-on right here. You can see you just need to turn this on and that's it. You're ready to go. You also have some documentation and information right here. So let's close this and how we can use it. So I already created some architectural elements right here, but let's create something together right now. So first thing, we press N of the keyboard and we're gonna open up the right panels here, or you can just click on this little arrow and open it up. And by the way, if you find it difficult to follow these basic steps, you can check the Blender video course. So you can start from the beginning. So you can see that here at the bottom you have this create panel. This is for Archimesh, and you can open it up and close it, and you have all these buttons right here. Now all these buttons create different architectural elements like stairs or columns or curtains and so on. Now the most important one is probably room, because it's gonna help you to create walls, and you can then use those walls to define your architecture. Whether it's interior or exterior, outdoor, indoor, you can use this add-on. You can also show the hints or hide right here. They will show you the dimension essentially. And you can change also the colors if you want. And set text size and other stuff essentially. And you can see here, you can hide and show. Now let's hide it for the moment. Now, another thing you want to know is that everything you create, it gets automatically organized here in the outliner. So if you see here, everything, well, columns are outside and everything else, it's inside the room. And here you have, for example, the ceiling and the floor and the wall cover and so on. Now let's start. Let's create a room. So if I click here, you're gonna see that it's gonna create a piece of wall right there, but this is overlapping with the other one, so I'm just gonna move it aside like this. So you can see it's a little piece of wall of 1 meter. This is the length, so let's make it 2 meters, and there you go. And here you have the height. Let's make it 3 meters, and the thickness, which is the thickness of the wall, is now 0 and is not realistic, so I'm going to put it at 0.3, which is 30 centimeters. This is the standard thickness. Now let's move on and let's see some advanced features. You can see you have advanced features and you can change the angle, this kind of rotation of around the pivot, and you can also see the baseboard and everything that's visible. You can make a curved wall, make it more elliptical, or you can do it 360 degree or 180. You can adjust the steps if you want more curviness or like prism. Let's now deactivate curved, and then you can choose if you want the baseboard, which is now right here. So this is the baseboard. You can change the height. Now you can also go the other way here if you go in negative. So instead of 2, we can say -2. So it's going in the other direction. And what else? About the wall, we can continue down our room. So let's say that we want to create another wall. This is going to go like 90 degrees. But as you saw, you can adjust the degrees right here. And also you can adjust it by changing the direction. So if I go here to length and say 4, well, this is gonna go, oh sorry, this was the previous one. Be careful, because every time you add a wall, it's gonna add another piece right here. So this is the second wall, and I want to go -4. So I want to go back there, and you can see that there are some issues with the baseboard, so let's deactivate the baseboard for now, and perhaps we can activate it later. Now, you need to know that this is not a perfect tool, but it's really important. If you want to start to build your architecture, then you can continue with the other tools in Blender. And of course, Blender is open source, so it has its issues. Now let's press 3, and so this, now we have a third wall right here, and let's make it 2 for a width. And now we can continue, or we can just say, okay, close wall, and that's it. And then we can add a ceiling, we can add a floor right there on the bottom. And we can also, when we create walls, we can use peaks. So if I do this, it's going to create a peak. And let's go also to the third wall, and also here I want to go to advanced and create the same peak. So you can see you can then create like a roof. Now to create a roof, you're gonna go in another part. And by the way, here, if you go to wall cover, you can also add, you can see wall cover like wood, and you can change the height, make it really small or really large, depending on your project, and thickness also. And again, not everything works perfect, but you can try. You can, perhaps sometimes you need to restart to make it look better. I think this is kind of upside down, so let's make inverse. So this is now the way it should look like. So it's similar to this other one. Now let's add a roof. So to add a roof, I just need to go back here to the general panel, and you can also import, export, and let's go to roof. Now roof, you can define a slope and a tile thickness, and there is the roof actually. So let's place it into the correct position. But you can see as soon as I change as soon as I move it, I cannot edit this, because I need to edit this right here at the bottom, not like the room, which we edited here in the Archimesh. So let's create the roof here, and then let's place it. So you can change the tiles, and you can also change types of roofs. Well, these are like different parts of the roof actually. So I think this one is the one, but yeah, there you go. We need to change definitely the thickness, and this is the slope. So once you get it ready, you can then copy it and paste it and whatever. And then again, if you go to edit mode, you can edit this just like anything else in Blender. And this is a really complex geometry. As you can see, it has a lot of polygons. If you want to check the wireframe, you can do it as usual right here. And I use it because I can see then how many polygons I'm using. Now let's get to the simple wall right here, and let's add something else. So if you want to add columns, these are like another element that can be a part. So you can see here, this is the column. You can edit the column from here. You can change the top radius, the height. You can change the bottom and the top element right there. So there are many things you can do. The rest you can just go into edit mode. Now here you have other stuff you can apply. You can also apply some arcs, and then you can increase the count. And now let's insert also some other elements just to make some few more example. I want to add a door, and usually door and windows and panel windows, grain windows, they all work kind of the same way. And then you have these furnishing shelves, and then you have stairs and other stuff. But once you understand the logic, you can proceed on your own. So let's create a door. You can see the door has been placed right there, and you can then start to make some operation with the door. So you can change here again. So not here at the bottom, but again right here on the right. You can change the width, you can change the height, you can change the frame, the rotation again. You can also make it double using both sides. You can also change the models. So there are like different types, and then you can again edit those models. Now, if you press G, you can grab the the door, but make sure you grab the empty object or null object. So you can also select it again here from the outliner, press G. You can see now I'm moving the door around, and press the X key. So it's going to be stick to the X um, axis. And then I want to place it just right there inside between the two columns. And now what I want to do is actually create a hole. You can see there isn't a hole in the wall. So if you want to make a proper insertion, you go back to the room, so you can select this wall or just click here on the room, and then you're back in the room, as you can see. Now what you need to look for is auto holes. If you click here, there you go, it has created a nice hole for your window, and the same can be done for windows and so on. But this is just again an introduction. I hope you enjoyed. We're gonna make more videos about Blender, architecture in Blender, and also video courses. So stay tuned, subscribe, and if you want to give us a little thank you, little support, you can join the channel as a supporter. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next.